welcome to the Audacity Podcast Season 2. I am super excited. We are doing part 2 series of the journey to podcasting. I hope you enjoyed part 1 where I spoke about the big why I podcast, and today we are going to talk about some of the milestones that I have had because of the Audacity Podcast. Oh, awesome. So season 1 was incredible, really. And one of the milestones I can say is one, podcasting is the best decision I've ever made. I don't even know how to explain it. I think it's just having your own thing and knowing that you're doing this for yourself. So I can say, I think knowing that one, it's something you own, it's something that's yours. I call it my baby. So that's one of the amazing things. And then the second thing I can say is the networks, really. Most of the people I've heard on the podcast, in one way or another, I believe we're going to collaborate on something. So when you start doing your own thing, it's the people you meet, and also the conversations you have with these people because they're working or they have their own things. It's really easy to collaborate after that. So I can say it's really been good for my networks, and I'm even hoping to expand that in season 2. So watch out for that. And also the last, which is really amazing, and this is why our podcast is your brand. I think building your brand is just so important and so amazing. And I can say podcasting, when people hear me, they ask me about the Audacity podcast. So I think it goes a long way in building my brand, and I will be talking in length about branding in the third segment, the last segment, where I'll be telling you guys the amazing things that I'm planning for the Audacity podcast. And also the amazing thing about podcasting, I can say, is that constantly you feel the need to grow. One, because I talk about the transition from school to work. So myself, I have to really work on it. I have to, sometimes when I'm at work and I remember maybe I had a podcast and we talk about branding or we talk about improving yourself, it really pushes me to grow. And even some of the things that I'm doing even now, recording this, I don't think I would have done it if I didn't have my podcast. So yeah, I mean, you have to really grow constantly at all time. And the other amazing thing is the support I've gotten. Really, people are amazing. I remember when I was doing the episode with Jocelyn, we did it I think 4 times because Anka wasn't recording. And sometimes I'm just having a bad day and somebody just shares with me like, oh my gosh, I really like your podcast, or you're doing an amazing job, and I'm like, me. So really the support just keeps me going constantly. The other biggest milestone I think I have learned, or something I've learned about myself, is really you can do all things. I do my posters, I edit I have to work on that, I do the recording. You really learn the far you can go by your own, and it's not that I don't get support. And even something else about support, I remember Sam, who does the intro, just shared with me the intro and said, Miriam, check this out, and I was like, wow, this is amazing. But still, you can do all things. You can do the intro, the outro, edit, add music, almost produce your own music. So really, it's just been an amazing journey. And lastly, like I said, it's my baby, it's mine, and I will forever love my podcast. So the other part I also wanted to talk about is some of the people I have featured on the podcast, and just to take you guys through how it was. So the first episode, if you've listened, I spoke about myself, my journey, and I remember when I was recording it, I just woke up and I'm like, let's just do it, let's do me. And I was very vulnerable, and I just shared my journey, and people were very receptive to that. So that was a really amazing one. And then the second episode, the first time I recorded with somebody, I had Edwin Maya. He's a programmer, so probably if you're into programming, coding, check that out. It was really amazing. It was the first time I ever recorded with somebody, and he made it so easy, so seamless. Oh my gosh, Edwin, thank you so much. It was an amazing amazing episode. And then from there I remember I had Charity. This was a last minute episode. I just said, hi, can we record with you? It's a Sunday. I think the person had scheduled didn't show up, or we recorded, it didn't come out the way we wanted. So I had Charity, and her story in terms of how she transitioned into the workspace working at Centonomy was just incredible, and I really enjoyed that episode. Yeah. And then from there I had my brother again. It was last minute. The person who was supposed to come on the episode, either they came, but we tried recording and there were issues with net. So my brother, again, I was like, hi, where are you? He's like, I don't know. And I'm like, just get home. I think we did it at 7 p.m. I really also learned a lot. He's my brother, but I learned a lot from him. So if you want to be a pilot, maybe go check that out as well. I also really, all the episodes I enjoyed, but I really liked that one as well. Then from there, I recorded with Joss, and like I said, we did it 4 times. It's actually the only episode I did it in person, and we had so much fun. We laughed and we had an amazing time. So if you want to maybe learn about being a creative, working as a copywriter, doing ads, definitely check out that episode. I really loved it as well. And then from there we flew all the way to Canada. So I had my cousin, and she was actually on leave, and we did it, I think it was morning at her place and it was evening at my place, and it was so much fun. She shared how it is being in Canada, working in Canada, and the transition and how different it is from Kenya, and I think most people actually really like that one for Grace. So if you haven't checked out the episode, go have that. And then from there we had my colleague Barak again. The person, I don't know, who we were to record with, I think there was an issue with the episode, and I was like, Barak, we are gonna record. So we did it over our lunch break. I went to just do the intro, and then we did it after work. Again, I think that's the second episode I did in person. I really liked his journey. If you've ever met Barak or you've interacted with him, the way he works, it's just, that guy has so much psych. So I really felt that, maybe as young people, do we really put in all the work to our work? And he shared his journey, his story, and I really enjoyed that as well. And then from there we had Emmanuel Yegon. When I had superstars in my podcast, I was so anxious, man. Like, I was like, Yegon, what am I gonna ask him? Do I research him? Oh my gosh, but he made it so easy. I think also the fact that I'm talking to also somebody who's doing communication, it was very easy actually, and we just had an amazing time. I learned so much from him. So if you are a media student, definitely go check out the one we did about Mojo. So from there I had Wairegi, and so how I came about meeting Wairegi or finding out Wairegi, I saw this Twitter post that was trending, and I looked it up. He was a student, engineering student from UON, graduate, and he was working in a bottling farming industrial area, and he decided to showcase how his night shift was, and people just went up in road just talking about how people work in such harsh conditions, and started the conversation about workspaces and the kind of environments. But I really liked the fact that I didn't even know him. I just inboxed him, and he was so glad to come to my episode. I really enjoyed the conversation, and I think that's when I really knew, and yeah, I'm serious about this podcasting thing. And then so shout out to you, Wairegi. He's actually doing an amazing thing he just launched, so go check out his Twitter at Wairegi, and at Wairegi _ and see what he's doing about just people sharing about how difficult the workspace can really be. From there I had William Decker. My friend. Honestly, he's such an icon. I mean, he's worked with international organizations. It was just a really amazing conversation to have. personally being in the field of PR or wanting to be in that field, and him having been there and doing amazing things, and it was just incredible. I thought it was gonna be like, serious. We laughed. Honestly, it's one of the podcasts I had the most fun. We laughed, we learned. It was just amazing. I mean, William Decker is such an amazing guy. He's so clear about his brand. So we talked about personal branding. So if you've not listened to his episode, go check out on season 1. And then from there, we had Really or Ever. He's just such an amazing artist. I listened to his song These Girls on YouTube, and I'm like, I have to have that guy on my episode. I asked him, he said yes. He didn't even, these people are just so easy to do. And we spoke about being an artist, a young artist, coming out from school, starting your career in school. It was such an amazing episode, and I really liked that we even used his music on my podcast, and I really hope to have his music actually on my podcast, most probably. So that was really, really amazing. And then from there, I had my friend Helen Gathera. We spoke with her in Moy, and she went to France only by the mere fact that she did French in high school. So I really liked her story because it was easy, practical, relatable. She's such a sweetheart. It was so easy. I remember when we were recording, when we were just about to finish, my computer went off. I didn't have my charger. It was at work. I'm like, Helen, we may have to redo this. But so we redid it the next day, and she had to create time for me, and it was so amazing. So if you're a French student and would like to go to France, be sure to check out that episode. And last but not least, I just had to have Eddie Ashoya close off the podcast of season 1. He is funny, but at the same time very insightful, especially being a writer and just trying to get into that kind of a space. I didn't know that being a writer can actually get a job. He's a copywriter at one of the best creative company, and it was so amazing, and he was so interesting and so easy to have on the show. Well, he didn't pick my phone calls so many, but he did eventually. So thank you so much, Eddie, for coming to my show. And all these people, if they have websites, if they have their songs, I have put them up out there so you can show some love and support. And those were just some of the guests I had, and it was just an incredible journey. And so if you want to start your podcast, if you want to start anything, go ahead and do it. If you ask people will come out and support. And all these people, I haven't paid them. They just came and shared their stories, and they also put in their time. It was just amazing. So guys, that's it in terms of the milestones, and some of the episodes and some of the guests are featured in the podcast. So be sure to check them all out if you missed an episode, or if there's an episode you really liked, you can also tell me which one you liked and what you liked about it. And we'll see you on the last segment where we talk about what to expect in season 2. I'm so excited, I cannot wait. So thank you guys for tuning in. Bye.